Guys, you know what? On today's show, we're going to be talking about a couple different things. Some kinky stuff, but also Kinky, which is a great rock band to come out of Monterrey. And they are part of our Latin American rock theme that we're going to start with today's Big Deal.
Big Deal!
So I gotta ask, do you think that maybe music fans in the Anglo rock world, which seems to lead rock and roll, right, are sometimes racist towards rock songs that are just as good, sound just as awesome, but they have Spanish lyrics?
I don't think they are. I just think that they're not exposed to it.
Okay.
Because, like, if I was gringo and I didn't know Spanish, why would I even bother trying to look for Spanish language rock? You know what I'm saying?
But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe there's great German bands or, you know, Eastern European bands and stuff that we don't listen to, or if we do,
Well, no,
it's
they
like...
do. They sing in English, though.
Some
lot
of
of
them
them
do in
they
their
speak in
language,
English.
though. Like, I remember, like, listening to great rock bands in German, and it was like, oh my God, they're so cool.
Like
but...
Rammstein?
Yeah!
Well, what's that song that they do?
I
know
love
we can
it.
sing. Yeah, they're crazy.
I need to think
They're
about
actually very
it, but-
fetishy, too, by the way.
I don't even know who the
this
heck you're talking
topic's,
about.
but-
Fromschi?
Rammstein.
Rammstein.
Look it up after the show.
Rammstein.
Rammstein.
But you know what it took for? I grew up in Miami and I was into, you know, American rock and
Right.
hip hop, and to me, Spanish music, which was great, but that was like my parents' music from
Okay.
Cuba and all that stuff. And when I moved to LA and started working in Latino media, especially here in LATV, is where I got exposed to the Kinkies and the Molotovs and Café Tacuba, and I realized this rock is just as good and often better than a lot of American rock, and it's not getting, you know, the same recognition.
Perhaps, yeah.
I mean, probably here in the U.S., not as much as it should because of the language thing. Definitely, it's a big yes in Latin America.
I also feel
in
like it's
Mexico
Because
and stuff,
English rock bands do great in Latin America.
They do, but they love them. I don't know why. I remember I have some, like, you know, my cousin's ex knew the American rock bands more than I did.
Dude, look, we have a lot of
Like,
Colombians
seriously.
here. They all listen to heavy metal. I'm talking about like 80s White Snake, all that
Exactly,
stuff,
yes.
right? Molly Crew,
Aerosmith.
Daniel. All right, guys, let's bring in a resident millennial and find out if young Hispanic Americans are listening to some rock and roll.
Oh, be careful there, honey.
Sit in the middle. Sit in the
Yes, we want to do it. Bruno
Sit right
sandwich.
here.
middle. So, Bruno, you're probably even more Americanized than I am. Okay, so growing up, were you exposed to any cool rock bands with Spanish lyrics, and did it take time for you to kind of warm up to them?
Word. So I'm half Mexican, as some of you know, and the Mexican side of my family had big family reunions. Every year was my only exposure to Mexican rock and roll and all this stuff. I really grew up listening to absolutely no rock and roll, mostly because I was into other genres, but also because I didn't have that kind of familial connection, you know? There was no one in my family or my close circle really promoting that vibe. But then when I got older, I started realizing, wait a minute, not only do I like this music, but a lot of this is sampled in the music that I do listen to. You know, a lot of these songs are being sampled in electronic music, in hip hop. A lot of the rhythms and the songs and the sort of influence comes full circle in the genres. So I really think that now I'm understanding a lot of what I missed out on in the beginning.
That happened to me as well. As you know, when I came here to LATV, just getting exposed to it, you realize the quality, and you also get in touch with your roots.